When I was recording my last video, I ended up stumbling across one of the largest trees I've ever seen. Little did I know, this tree is actually one of the largest trees in Massachusetts, at least when it was alive. But either way, let's measure it and climb it. When I first saw this tree, there were only two thoughts that were going through my head. One, that's the largest tree I've ever seen. And two, can I climb it? So yeah, this tree is absolutely massive. Now, it just goes and goes all the way up there. Obviously, as you can tell, this tree is dead. I believe this tree, and you guys can correct me if I'm wrong, I believe this is an oak tree. I think. Let me know. I don't know what type of oak tree. You can let me know. Let's give a little tour of this guy. So I was just absolutely blown away because in Massachusetts, there really aren't trees this big that you see because all this land has been cleared in the last, 200-300 years. So this tree, I would imagine, is definitely older than that. And look at all the crazy bumps and twists. An absolute monster. I'm gonna try to get all the way up there. We'll see if that happens. And as you guys watch this video, I want you all to think, what in your life challenges you? What are the activities or things that you can do right now to push yourself outside of your comfort zone? Mine is climbing this tree. So I think the plan right now is to go up the back side of the tree. Again, there's a lot of these bumps that are popping out. Also, tell me what those bumps are. I've been told they're kind of like tree cancer. I don't know if that's true at all, but I know they're like really twisted and they kind of look cool if you cut them off. Of course, I have my crash pad, so I'm gonna be making sure I put my crash pad in areas that I find are a little bit difficult. Do not try this at home. Again, I am competent in my climbing skills, but make sure, at least if you are going to climb something, that you do have a spotter. I do not have a spotter, and that's generally a big no-no in the climbing community. So all those comments, I'm sorry. So, again, we are going to be climbing up these two bulbuses that are extended out of the tree. And we're basically going to be going left over here, avoiding anything that looks a little bit scary like that. I'm not going to touch that. I want to fall. Once I'm here, I'm pretty confident, pretty comfortable there, at least I think. And then going up top here, and then ascending that big branch here. That's a big sturdy branch. So I'll be right there. And then there's this branch right here that I have to be, again, a bit careful about. I have to be a bit careful about that, obviously, because it's dead. Once I am there at this point, then I can basically... That might be the stopping point, I'm not going to lie. I'm going to see what that feels like. See how it goes. Oh! Forgot to measure. I was so excited to climb that I forgot to measure the tree. Yeah, let's see how thick this boy is. So that's 4 yards. 5 yards. So I just finished measuring. It is exactly 5 1/6 yards. So I'm gonna calculate that to meters. I don't know British. So that is 4.7 meters long. So that puts us in the top 5 for the thickest tree in Massachusetts. Sorry, I don't know what I was reading, but it's actually the 7th largest tree in Massachusetts. I know, not as impressive, but still pretty cool. I don't know about height though. Oh well. So many bugs out. I love the summer, obviously, because, the sun, it's beautiful, but man, the bugs, I do not like. Not my favorite, but look at the sun. Isn't it beautiful? Absolutely gorgeous. All right, let's do this. Oh, I have to jerry rig. Don't have a GoPro, so I'm gonna jerry rig my phone to a hat. Please subscribe, and I'm very poor. I'm very poor. Would you look at that? This is ingenuity at its finest. I can't see. Prototype 2. Hey, there's probably a saying, if you have a lot of duct tape, you can do anything, right? Would you look at that? Okay, so that's a problem there. That's a big problem there. Not as intuitive, I guess. Actually, this side would be better. Alright, this is the better side. Alright, so I'm not gonna lie to you. The holds are a lot more sketchy than I thought they were gonna be, but nonetheless, I'm still going to attempt just because I feel like it's still okay. They're just a lot more rotted than I thought they would be. Forgot I'm going right to left here. This is why you have a spotter. All right, so I'm looking at this. That right here is the only good hold, really. But if I can get my left leg up to there and kind of just push myself up with my left leg, if I get to that upper part, it looks pretty good in terms of standing on it. It's just this first part is actually really sketchy. I don't know, I'm starting to think, I'm trying not to like get too much in my head, but I'm starting to think this is a bad idea. But I'm not fully that confident yet to say this is, but I'm close. Let's try this again. So I think I figured it out. There's a hold right there to my left that looks okay. So I'm gonna try to get up there one more time. Deep breaths, deep breaths. This was my only hope right here, because if this was a good hold, I could hang on to this and swing over to the other side, but it doesn't really look like I could do that. All right, well, I tried. The thing is, a lot of times, like I'm up here, I'm in a good spot right here, but when we're talking about pushing ourselves, we have to make sure that we're taking risks that aren't too dangerous, where we can go on and do the next challenge. Oh yeah. So that's gonna be it for me. I saw this tree, wanted to climb it, and I did. Did I fully get to where I wanted to at the beginning of this video, or at least the goal that I set? No, but am I glad for trying? Yeah. Am I gonna come back to this? Maybe. And another thing too, don't let fear stop you from doing things that you think are fun. Obviously, you wanna be careful, but a life that is too risk-free is not going to be a very enjoyable life. You want a little bit of risk. You want a little bit of safe challenge, to where I'm really trying to go out and dive into my fears, dive into the things I'm a little bit scared of, because there's a lot of self-growth that are behind those fears sometimes. And how do you know if there's self-growth behind them? You go and you face those fears and you learn.